Very excited for our guys for the win. Obviously, there was a lot of first game mistakes, didn't play really well, particularly offensively. We messed some things up, some stuff that we thought we should have executed. But the guys played hard the whole time. Our defense was fabulous with their intensity. I really liked our focus. We made a couple of big plays on special teams. I really appreciate the crowd hanging around in a hot day and helping us out with some energy at the end. So it was a great win. That's a good football team. I think they'll make a bowl game. And that's the most veteran team in Conference USA. So we knew it would be a challenge. And, they played really hard. Their Coach Dimmel and his staff do a great job. But it's a great night for Jax State, and I'm going to go enjoy a nice cold one at the Rodriguez Hard Edge Bar and Grill right at my house as soon as I leave you guys.
Okay. Questions for Coach? What was your thought when you saw Jeremiah grab the pass?
Yeah, isn't it a terrific way to end it? And I told the team, I said, 10 years ago, J-Row walked on here. It was really 7 years ago, but, I digress. He walked on 7 years ago, and here he is coming back in his final college year and making the play of the game. And everybody in our they lifted him up in the locker room. I mean, everybody on our team has tremendous respect for him. So tickled to death to see that.
What did today mean for the program? Obviously, it's the first FBS game, and you guys make it the first FBS win at the FBS level. Obviously,
yeah.
The FBS teams before. What does it mean today?
Yeah, it's huge. I know, the expectations are probably rightfully not very high because not very many teams will make the transition successfully right away. It takes a couple years, and we still got a lot of work to do. Trust me, I know I'll watch the film tomorrow maybe and see, gee whiz, we got a lot of work to do. But, I'd rather teach off a win than a loss. And there's a lot of things we can get better from, but we're going to enjoy the win. We got to play more players. That's part of the team thing I told the team. I apologize because we want to play more of these guys, but we got to have the confidence that they'll be able to do it in the right moment. But, we'll learn from it, get better from it, and get ready for the next one.
Do you think y'all sent a message either to yourselves or the fans or to others?
That's a fair question. I think every game you play is somewhat of a message. We don't intentionally go out and, players may tell you that, hey, yeah, we're trying to send a message. We're just trying to win. I'm just trying to win every play. I don't really look at the end result as much as I look at the process, and it sounds like a coach, but, I want to try to win every play on offense, every play on defense, every play on special teams. Let's just try to win every play, no matter who it is we're playing and where we're playing it. And if you take that focus, then the wins, if you're good enough, you have good enough players and recruit good enough, then you'll win enough games. So, but there's a lot of teaching moments from today, and I'd rather teach off a win than a loss. So we won.
What did you think the quarterback played today?
I thought Zion competed, but he'll be the first one to tell you he missed some stuff, some easy stuff. Maybe some down the field touchdown throws, and then, a couple big third down throw at the end he missed, but he ran pretty well. But he's a great competitor. I love Zion. Now, I wanted, when we put Logan in there, I wanted some fresh legs because we were going to run the quarterback. And I didn't hesitate at all about putting Logan in there, and it was good for him to get some time, and he'll get more time as will Smoot going forward. But he's an old vet. He's a competitive guy, and I think he'll get better from today as well.
What did you see from Ron and Malik today? It seems like Ron made leaps and bounds this spring. Malik coming in. What did you see from both?
Yeah, Ronnie started taking off at the end of last year. Had a great spring, and Malik we knew about. I was glad when he transferred because, I coached him at Monroe, and he's a really good football player. And those guys got great speed. And, Anwar Luce didn't play. He's our third guy. We've got a couple other backs. We're not the biggest running back room, but we got some very athletic guys, and we're pretty deep there. So it's a good issue to have.
You never really let number one Smith get loose on you guys. Caught a couple balls, nothing big.
Yeah, it was a point of emphasis all, the last week and a half. We knew he was their guy, and we tried to double him as much as we could. We obviously were paying attention to him. We knew they were going to do some play action passes. They're really big up front. It's the most veteran offensive line, I think, in the country. 120-some starts. I think 4 of them were picked to be all conference. So that's a good offensive line, and their quarterback has made some throws. But we were paying attention to one the whole game.
What did you think about the way Quae played?
Well, from what my van, seemed like he was in on every tackle, and that's why we were so excited when we got him because we coached him when he was at Monroe, knew he was a really good football player, came home to Alabama, and he's a great young man. He's already one of the leaders, and I thought he had a really solid game today.
There's a few guys that came in with you from ULM one way or another. Does that help having those guys come in the offense and defense?
Oh yeah, the guys on defense played for Coach Alley, so they know the system. And Coach Alley's system it's a little unique. I mean, you've got to learn a lot. I mean, some of the terminology and things they have, I mean, they really have to study. And sometimes it takes a long time to learn it. So if you've been in the system, it really helps. And so guys that have played for him or coached with him in that system are a little bit ahead.
The night Jack Dawson had, especially after you guys had trouble moving the ball late in the game.
Yeah, that was some of his kicks, the accuracy, because we want to kick it outside the numbers anyway to shorten the field, and he was phenomenal with it. You know, there was one that wasn't as high, but the rest of them, and he was out the first couple weeks of camp with a minor knee surgery. So maybe we should keep doing that. You know, give him a little surgery, let him rest a couple weeks and kick, because he's been kicking really well in practice too. And I thought he did a good job. And AK, I didn't know. I thought he kicked, even his last one he missed, I thought he kicked pretty well. But his kicking in the end zone, that's a weapon too. So I thought the special teams was solid today.
Coming into this game, there's so many elements on these guys' shoulders. The Heat talking about opening up FBS, it's a new era for the team, coming in as underdogs. For them to be able to handle that, and then it comes down to the end, trying to stop UTEP's final drive. What does that speak to the toughness of this team?
Yeah, I think, we talk about the Heat all the time, how our practice tempo, you all have watched us practice, we go pretty basic. We have a saying that when it's too tough for everybody else, it's just about right for us. And our guys, we were saying that after the game. But the reality is they're in good shape now. That team handled it. We did think there were moments in the first half where we had their tempo going and we could see that it maybe playing a little bit of effect. But you got to give them some credit too. But it was for them. I got to give the fans some credit. And they hung in there. I don't know how many fell out or how many had to get IVs. Maybe a handful did. But that was a hot day, and it did cool down a whole lot in the second half a little bit. But we're used to it. And our guys, I think, kind of embrace the challenges when that happens.
In your experience, I mean, what is opening 1-0, not just as a record, but in the conference as well? What does that mean to fans and Nelson?
It means tonight I'll have a cold refreshment at the Hard Edge Bar and Grill. If we lost, I probably wouldn't. And Miss Rita will tell you I'm miserable to be around. You know what I mean? Miserable, absolutely miserable. And I won't be that miserable tonight. I'll be happy.
Yeah, but it's only one game, but still have immediate success. How gratifying is that?
Yeah, I think we got so much to prove, and we still got a lot of work. I mean, to sit there and say we're an established FBS program, we're not there. We got to get bigger, faster, stronger. There's a lot of things that are happening, but the wheels are in motion, not just in the football program, but in the athletic department, what we're doing at the school, our facilities we're getting. Most teams, it takes a few years, 3 to 4 years of transition to a bowl game to have success. And none of us around here are that patient. I'm not saying it's going to happen right now this year, but I think our process is a little ahead, hopefully a little ahead of schedule.
For it to be, Jeremiah at the end, and then some of those guys who have been in this program way before FBS, moving to FBS was a thought. What does it kind of mean for the guys who have stuck it out from the beginning?
Yeah, you know what it means, and I mentioned to them, they were recruited and coached and developed a really good Division I AA program. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, they should be proud of that, But the highest level of college football is FBS. It's 1A. And then everybody wants to be able to play at the 1A program. And I told their guys, you might have been here before at the 1AA level, but you're a 1A guy now. And so we need to play, prepare, coach, develop, do everything on a 1A level, everything. And sometimes I know I could be a little pushy, or some of my staff, Greg will know that. Greg Seitz is in here. We want everything to be on the Division 1A level. And I'm the least patient person in the world. Well, like I said, we're not there yet, but our players expect to be Division 1A as well in everything that we do. And so that's our process.
Can you put us inside your head when you see Jeremiah make that interception? It's a great play, but if he doesn't make that interception, is any of that going through your head in the moment when you're watching him play?
Well, a little bit. At the moment, it's like I kind of hope they go for it, because if they don't go for it, we just take a knee and win. Now, if they kick a field goal, maybe he'll shank it. So if he shanks the field goal, we win. So we had two positives. The negative would be if they got a first down, I was going to take a timeout and try to leave us a little bit of time left in case they did score. So all those things were going on my mind. But once he made the play and they went for it on fourth down, I'm like, happy day. Take a knee and let's go.
Any stress in that moment when you see them lining up in that situation?
Well, hell, they're stressed as soon as I run out for the opening kickoff. Are you kidding me? By that time, you've already had 200 plays worth of stress. So I don't know if that's the thing, but it was, it was kind of neat how it ended with J-Row. I mean, whether he batted it down or picking it off, just that to me, that's a lifelong memory for that young man, and that's something he'll probably have this game on loop on his phone and showing all his grandkids and his nephews and nieces on it for years to come. So that's kind of neat.
Anything else? You mentioned before how important it is to get the word out, to have people know who Jax State is. National televised game today, not a whole lot of games, and plus the game was so good, a lot of people were talking about it on social media. What can that mean for you?
Yeah, and I hope they took an opportunity to, preview the city, the town, maybe seen Raquel's video that we went out to that shows the mountains. I mean, this is a beautiful place. And in fact, Coach Dillon and I talked about in pregame. He said, man, you got to love living here. And I said, yeah. And I said, and I lived out in the desert, and the desert's nice, but boy, there's a lot of greenery around Jacksonville, Alabama. A lot of nice mountains, a lot of good people, friendliest campus on the south, right? And our school's going to keep taking off. And once people find out all about Jax State and Jacksonville, Alabama, it'll continue to grow. Not just football, but the university and the town itself.
You've been a part of the team for a while, but does it feel official now that you played a game?
I would say definitely, like, I found Quae found me, and I was like, this is what we came to win.
I'm excited to be here, and like I said earlier, I'm glad that these guys brought me in with open arms, and I just want to thank Coach Alley, Coach Richrod, the street staff this summer for actually preparing us for this moment, and I'm glad to be here.
Sure.
You guys all talked about, this can go to anyone, but you all talked about the toughness of this team, but the adversity of today, how hot it was. I heard there was like 130 on the field, as hot as point. Coming in as an underdog, all that stuff, just a new era for the team. With all that said, to be able to walk away on top after an adverse game, what does that speak to the toughness of the squad?
I think it speaks volume. One thing Coach Richrod preached all week and even all summer, when it's too hot for the team, it's just about right for us. So, I mean, we wanted to get hot as it can. So, I mean, just going through the summer with these guys, man, even people don't know, I had tough summers every year, and these guys helped me out. They never let me quit. They was always on me, especially the coaching staff, the weight staff, everybody, man. It's a team of no quitters. We have hard-working men. We're going to work hard every day.
We've got time for 2 more questions.
Zion, how has Ron Wiggins kind of grown up? And I know he put together some big games last year, but do you feel like even today he showed some things that maybe he couldn't do at the end of last season?
I think Ron just an overall great player, man. Not even from the standpoint of growing up. He just matured a lot, and mentally, physically, he hit the weight room hard every day this summer. And then a lot of people don't understand, we got in the film room a lot this summer and following this game. So we just trying to beat film into him and stay healthy, and then let him do his thing.
You have one game under your belt with Malik. I mean, what's the difference between having both Ron and then Anwar, and then you add Malik to the picture? What's that like in the running game? And Malik, being here as well.
I think it's amazing just to add him. He's so dynamic, man. We could put him in different places. That's something we didn't even do today. So I think we're just gonna have a lot of fun with those guys, especially when we get everybody on the field, get a chance to play.
Malik, could you speak to that as well? Just
I mean, yeah, like, as I said, like, just bringing that extra piece to the puzzle, like, just I'm learning from Q and Ron, so just really, like, just being a sponge, like I told you about 2 weeks ago, just taking the knowledge.